With the Third World War, which is currently looming apparently in the modern narrative, people are starting to get the jitters because they're thinking they might be called up. They're not calling it conscription, they're calling it civic duty. They'll have some other great fantastic name in order to lie to the people, and the people all eating their cheeseburgers from McDonald's, cultivated from God knows where, with all the chemicals inside making your brain go a bit funny. They're not going to latch on that actually they're being conned again, conned in the food, conned by the government, conned by everything. So what's going to happen? At the moment, we've got a load of migrants coming over. They're going into all the countries. They're going into Australia. They're going into New Zealand. They're going into Latin America. They're going into America. They're going into Europe, everywhere. And they're all fighting age young men from supposedly bad backgrounds, because they're all getting a bad name. If we want to have this war with Russia, then we need cannon fodder. That's what all the people in offices are saying. That's what all the officers are saying. That's what all the politicians are saying. All the people that aren't going to die are the people that are saying that we need to fight for our country and die for our country. I'd like to see the politicians go to war. I'd like to see Rishi on the front line holding up an AK. I'd like to see Boris throwing a grenade. I'd like to see what they see when they see their friends have their legs blown off, when they've got PTSD, when they see their friends raping people, when they see the horrors of war and the attrition. No, they'll be sitting in Downing Street like they did when COVID was around, gobbing down wine as we're all hunkered in our houses. And they'll be hunkered in their Downing Street rooms while we're hunkered in trenches. They don't care about us. It is a global problem. You see, in the past, if you were English, there was some sort of nationality about it. At the moment, English people, do they really care about being English? Or is it that they've got some nostalgia about what English used to be? With the influx of other people, it's actually racist to be English. And the English, anyway, they wear the St. George's cross on their underpants. So they don't really respect their country anyway. If you don't respect your country, why do you want to go to war? And if the whole world is now capitalist, it's not really about nationality. Do you think the people in Silicon Valley worry about paying taxes? No, they're shipping all their ideas out to China, all the resources out to China. England no longer really supports its own kind. What it does is it bills its own people. So much money, you get a debt for life while it pays. Well, it doesn't pay. What it does is it gets foreigners to come into the universities that pay exorbitant amounts of money, and ships out all the knowledge that England has managed to invest in itself over the last 100 years. What you do is you prop up China and you destroy your own country. Who wants to fight for that? Who wants to fight for a country that's shipped out all its intellectual abilities, all its intellectual knowledge, and you've given us debt? You've made their country much better. You've made our country worse. And who are the people that profit? Very small minority. They don't care. They don't care about their country. There's no real nationalism. People think it's football. Football's not nationalism. Football's stupid. If you want to go and have a fight because of a football team, you're an idiot. The same way that if you want to fight your country against another country for ideals, those ideals aren't anything other than subjective ideologies. 100 years ago, they would have been different. 100 years in the future, they're going to be different. 10 years in the future, they're going to be different. This is now a global world. They don't care about borders. They don't care about race. They don't care about ideology. They don't care about religion. All they care about is money and power. The people at the top, no matter what color they are, they will go where the money and the power is. If they're a white person in America, they'll quite happily sell out Americans because they know that China is going to be the new rising star, and they'll go to China and they'll seek power and money in China. When we have this war is just cannon fodder. The people that are nationalistic, the people that really do sincerely believe in their country, that have been duped, they're the ones that are going to die. The brave ones are going to die. The cowards will be at home. The fat ones will be at home. The ones with diabetes and OCD and PTSD and dyslexia, they'll all be at home, in their armchairs. I've got dyslexia, so I'll be there as well amongst them. And you can see all of these white young lads, strong and fit, going out and dying for some sacrifice that they don't even understand. So why am I talking about this? Because immigration, they're talking about saying that all immigrants that come to the UK have to do a year's national service. And suddenly it dawned on me, bang, 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 bang. I suddenly understood what's going on. They want to have a war with Russia, Iran and China. The ones at the top, the ones that you can't see, the invisible people, the ones that like the money and the power, the politicians, the ones that don't send their children to war, the ones that don't go to war themselves, the ones that send you to war and then profit off it as you're dying in hospital with gas in your lungs and only 2 legs left. You don't have 3 legs, just 2. Or you just got 1 arm, you lost an eye, lost an ear. They don't care. They'll come, they'll give you a medal. Here, look, feel proud about yourself. Here's a £2.50 medal that we produced in China. And look, it's got a nice pink ribbon, it's for the LGBT community for being really brave. There you go. That's what you get. Napoleon said, what men will do for a piece of blue ribbon. Men will go off and they'll kill or be killed. They'll go and kill their own troops, trying to fight for some spurious war. Why? Just to get a blue piece of ribbon on their uniform. Look what I've got. I've got a blue ribbon. Look what I've got. I've got a medal. The people that are coming to England, the people in England don't want to fight, anyway. And lots of people want to come. And one of the reasons is because people don't want to have children anymore. It's really difficult to have children. So having an old society, you need an influx of young people coming in that are workers. So you get lots of workers coming in. They're not intelligent people or they're not educated people. A lot of them seem to be criminals. That's the way the press is putting them out as. But if you're going to have a war with another country, you need to have lots of fighting people, don't you? And it suddenly drew me. Here it is. They're starting wars in Ukraine, in Yemen, in Gaza and everywhere else. Our military's going down. No one wants to fight. The population's getting old. So what do? You get loads of immigrants coming into the country, young fighting age people that will fight for a job, that will fight for some pay. And you tell them that if they want to become British citizens, the first thing they've got to do is join the army for a year. So you train them up. And then when you have the war, you call them back and you send all those immigrants out to go and fight for the country. That's what it is. That's what it must be. The influx of immigration, and there's massive amounts of immigration, the influx of illegal immigration, it's allowed because they are the cannon fodder that are expected to join the military and fight for England. That's what I reckon it is. And how are you going to get it? You can't go through England and say, okay, right, give me your ID. Are you a foreign national? Are you legal? Are you illegal? You can't do that in Birmingham and Leeds and York and London and Manchester and Scotland and Ireland and Wales. You can't do that. It's too difficult. But what you can do in a war is you can say, you're young, you look fit, you're a man. Why haven't you joined the army? National conscription, you have to do it. It doesn't matter what colour you are, what age you are, off you go. That's what I think they're going to do. The influx of young immigrants is there for cannon fodder for soldiers in order to go and prop up one of their wars somewhere in the future that they're developing for all of us to join in, and have a good time. Thanks.